Welcome to Morning Joan, darling. I'm so glad you're joining me today for a dishy discussion about all things Hollywood. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the latest scoop. So, have you heard about Variety's Power of Young Hollywood issue? It's like the ultimate who's who of rising stars in Tinseltown. This year's honorees include musician Tyla and actors Sam Nivola from The White Lotus and Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. I mean, can you blame them? These kids are talented folks. But what really caught my attention was the process of selecting these young stars. According to Raman Satuda, Variety's co-editor-in-chief, they have a whole team of reporters who weigh in on who should be featured. And get this, they even ask their younger reporters for input, because let's face it, they're the ones with their finger on the pulse of what's cool. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Joan, who are these people? Well, trust me, you'll be hearing a lot more about them in the months to come. And that's what makes Variety's Power of Young Hollywood issues so exciting. It's like a crystal ball into the future of entertainment. But enough about the youngbloods for now. Let's talk about something really juicy, the Writers Guild of America West election. It's like a Game of Thrones, folks, with guild leaders vying for power and position. And at the center of it all is the issue of securing more cash for the WGA's health plan. I mean, who doesn't love a good health plan, am I right? And then there's the whole YouTube situation. Apparently, the WGA West is considering an organizing drive for writers who work on YouTube shows. Because let's face it, YouTube is like the new TV, and if Netflix thinks it's their #1 competitor, we should all be paying attention. So, that's the tea for now, folks. It's going to be a wild ride in Hollywood, and I'm so glad you're along for the journey with me. We'll be right back with more tea on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, folks. We've got a fascinating story brewing in the world of entertainment, and I'm excited to dive into it with all of you. You know how much I love a good biopic, and today we're talking about one that's been years in the making, the Ozzy Osbourne story. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness, the godfather of heavy metal. His life is a movie waiting to happen. And you're right. With his iconic persona, both on stage and off, it's no surprise that Hollywood has been trying to bring his story to the big screen for decades. But, as we all know, Ozzy recently left us, passing away on July 22 at the age of 76. And while it might seem like a somber time to be talking about a biopic, I think it's actually perfect timing. I mean, have you seen the outpouring of love and tributes on social media? The man was a legend, and his music is still widely popular today. Now, let's get into the juicy stuff. Back in 1998, screenwriter Ryan Jaffe tried to develop a film based on Ozzy and Sharon's relationship. Can you imagine? I mean, their love story is like a fairy tale. If your fairy tale involves a lot of heavy metal, reality TV, and saving each other's lives. Jaffe even got the blessing of his boss to pursue it, and had several meetings with Sharon and Ozzy themselves. But, alas, it never came to fruition. Fast forward to 2018, and Jaffe writes a screenplay for his Sharon and Ozzy story on spec. It was featured on the Blacklist, which is like the Oscars of unproduced screenplays. But here's the thing. While Jaffe's script was getting attention from producers and managers, it didn't have the Osbourne family's input or blessing. And let's be real, folks, an Ozzy biopic without Ozzy's music would be like a cup of tea without the tea leaves. Pointless. Luckily, Sony's film, which was announced in 2021, will indeed include music from Black Sabbath and Ozzy's solo career. And with the Osbourne family and Polygram Entertainment on board, it seems like this project is finally going to happen. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Joan, why are they doing this now? Is it just a cash grab? But I say, why not celebrate Ozzy's life and legacy while his music is still resonating with fans around the world? It's like the perfect storm of rock and roll nostalgia and Hollywood's love of musical biopic. And speaking of which, have you seen the list of upcoming musical biopics? It's like a who's who of music legends. Elvis, the Beatles, and now Ozzy. I mean, it's about time we got some good old-fashioned rock roll on the big screen. Stay tuned for today's last cup of tea, right here on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, darling. We're wrapping up today's show with a dishy discussion about the latest movie review that's got everyone talking. You know I love a good critique, and this one is juicy. So, it seems like Eddie Murphy's new film, The Pickup, is getting some major side-eye from critics. And honey, I am here for it. The reviewer is calling out the movie for its tired jokes, lackluster chemistry between Murphy and co-star Pete Davidson, and a script that's just not giving our girl Keke Palmer enough to work with. Now, I know what you're thinking. Joan, why are you so excited about a bad review? Well, let me tell you, it's because this reviewer is serving up some seriously sharp wit and sass. I mean, who else could make a joke about Axel Foley running the B&B with Eva Longoria sound like the most hilarious thing ever? But in all seriousness, folks, it sounds like The Pickup is a bit of a mess. The reviewer is saying that even with Eddie Murphy's presence, the movie feels flat and lacks the energy and inventiveness that we've come to expect from him. And poor Pete Davidson is just not given enough to do, aside from making some tired jokes about sex and scatology. Now, I'm not one to usually agree with harsh critics, but in this case, it seems like they might be onto something. Maybe it's time for Eddie Murphy to take a step back and reevaluate his next project. And as for Keke Palmer, sweetie, you deserve so much better than this. That's all for today's Morning Joan. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay fabulous.